Hey guys, how's it going? Mary Tully here from Tully's Training, and today I'm here to talk to you and give you 7 pro tips on how to win your next dog training class. So if you see in our link, we've got a blog post that I wrote on the subject, so please feel free to check it out. And let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's get started. So before I go too far into some tips on how to win your next dog training class, the first thing that I want to just throw out there is that group dog training classes are not a one-size-fits-all. They are not the greatest choice for all dogs. And what I'm talking about specifically there is you really want to make sure, I just realized my TV was on. You want to make sure that your dog is very comfortable in public places, very comfortable with other people, and very comfortable with other dogs before you sign them up for a group dog training class. A common call that we get at Tully's Training is somebody says, my dog barks and lunges at other dogs on leash, my dog has bitten another dog, my dog is scared of new people, my dog is scared of other dogs, they need to be socialized, we want to do group class. You are on the right track with they need to be socialized. However, if your dog is having a lot of problems being in situations with other dogs or other people, group dog training class is not the first step that you want to take. It's actually probably about the last step that you want to take. So there's probably going to be a lot of work that you need to do in between now and when your dog is ready for a group dog training class before they're ready. So what I would recommend is working with a private trainer and kind of think of that group class as your goal. So that's going to be like your graduation. Once you've worked really hard and you've gotten your dog super comfortable around other dogs and around other people, then they're ready to enter a group dog training class. And there's actually, not to go into too much detail, but kind of, the science behind why we say that. You could kind of think, well, I'm just going to put him in the class and he's just going to get used to it. It could happen. Number one, it's not super great for the other dogs in the class if your dog is under-socialized, because that's not necessarily one of the topics that is covered in a typical group class, and you could actually kind of take away from their experience if the instructor's constantly having to come over to you and give you help and instruction with your dog. It also could be dangerous if you have a dog that's leash aggressive. We don't want dogs getting in fights in group classes. That's not fun and it's not fair to the other students. But for your dog, if you have a dog that's lunging and barking at other dogs, if you have a dog that's cowering and shaking and tucking their tail, if you have a dog that really does not like or trust new people, when they're in that situation, they're extremely stressed. So when we're really, really stressed, or when dogs are really, really stressed, there's stress hormones that go bonkers in their brain. And we know that stress hormones and the optimal kind of brain hormonal cocktail that's perfect for learning do not go well together. So if your dog is really stressed, their short-term memory is not going to be very good, their ability to retain information is not going to be great, their ability to make good choices is going to be compromised. So we really want to get them to a point where when they come into that environment, they can be nice and calm and relaxed, and then they're actually going to be in a good position to learn something and get something out of that group class. So just wanted to touch on that really, really fast. But if you have more questions about that, feel free to shoot me a message. I'm more than happy to go into more detail. So let's dive into these group class tips. So if you have a dog that is a puppy, or it just is great with other dogs, loves other people, and just needs some work on their basic behaviors and obedience and manners, group class is a great, great idea. So tip number one is bring extra special food rewards. In the beginning, when you take your dog to a group class, one thing we like to tell people is it's like taking a child to Disneyland. It's very exciting. There's a lot going on. There's other dogs. There's people. There's, if you're in a pet store, there could be toys and bones and just all kinds of stuff going on. So we want to make sure that we are giving our dogs a really, really good reason to pay attention to us and ignore all the amazing things that are going on. And one way for most dogs that's helpful is to bring a really high-value food reward. If you have a dog that is not motivated by food, figure out what they are motivated by. Maybe it's a specific ball. And maybe kind of pull that ball from their access for a week or so before class, and then bring it to class, and they get to have that toy or that ball, or they get to play with it as a reward when they give you good behavior. So whatever you bring into class, you want to make sure that it's just like your dog will run through fire to get whatever it is. And you want to make sure that they are only getting it in group class. So that way it's really novel and special, and it's going to be worth it for them to ignore all that great stuff that they see and smell and pay attention to you, which for a dog is really, really, really hard. All right, tip number 2, for God's sakes, ask questions. If your teacher talks about something that you do not understand, that is fine, because you are not a dog trainer and you're in a class and you're there to learn. So if you have a question, if you don't understand a concept, if you need a demonstration, if they explain how to do something one way and then your dog does something else and you don't know what to do because your dog did something that the trainer didn't explain beforehand, call them over, have them show you, have them help you work it out. Make sure that you leave that class understanding every single concept that you went over. Do not leave unsure about what you're supposed to do with these behaviors, because if you do that, then when you get home, you're not going to be able to practice, because if you think you don't understand it in class, you're definitely not going to be able to do it at home. Excuse me. So make sure that if you have questions, you ask them. It sounds like such a basic thing to say and like such a duh, but don't be embarrassed. You're going to be in that position where you're not going to understand it. It's going to seem like everybody gets it but you, or maybe you were supposed to be paying attention and you got distracted by something and you missed a step or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I promise you that your trainer wants you to get every single thing that they're covering, because as trainers, it makes us feel great when all of our students are successful. So if you need help with something, ask for it. All right, tip number 3. This one is really, really big. This is really, really important. Take your dog to public places besides where they're doing their group class. I have had so many clients that have come through group class, and the only time their dog ever leaves their house or their block is when they go to the vet or when they come to group class. So when they come to group class, they are completely insane. They can't focus, they can't pay attention, and I get it, because it's such a stimulating environment and they're not used to being anywhere except home. So it would kind of think of it again, we said before, like a group class is like taking a kid to Disneyland. Now imagine on top of that, if that same child never left their house and then went to Disneyland. Can you imagine? It would be a disaster. It would be terrible. You would lose your kid. You'd have to call the police to find them. It would be a mess. So one suggestion that I give my clients is take your dog to 3 new public places to practice what you learned in class every single week. Now that doesn't mean you have to take them on a road trip. It doesn't mean they have to go anywhere spectacular. You can take them to the parking lot at the grocery store down the street. You could take them to a new park that they've never been to. You could take them to, on a hike, or you can even just walk the other direction on your walk and maybe walk a couple of blocks down a street that you don't usually walk down. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It just needs to be somewhere new where there's stuff going on. So cars driving by, people walking by, other animals, new smells, kind of the busier the better. Because then you're actually giving your dog a shot at being able to not only learn these new skills, but also practice them in a distracting environment. Because really, when it comes to group class, that's the hardest part for a dog. It's not necessarily learning sit or stay or down. Those are not too challenging, but it's having to do it with all this other stuff going on around them that they want to check out, and that, quite frankly, is more interesting than you. So you want to make sure to give them an opportunity to practice being in public and practicing these basics besides group class. This kind of feeds perfectly into tip number 4, which is practice during the week. Please practice during the week. We can tell when you come to class and you have not practiced during the week, and it really makes us sad because we care probably too much about your success and your dog's success, and we want everybody to come back each week a little bit stronger and a little bit better than they were the week before. But that is not going to happen. It is not going to happen if you only practice training 1 hour a week at your group class. That is not enough. Imagine if you only worked out 1 hour a week. Would you get any healthier? Would you get more stamina? Would you get bigger muscles? No, you'd be exactly the same, because an hour a week that's not enough. You need to practice this stuff every single day, even if it's only for 5 to 10 minutes. And that's how you are not only going to give your dog the opportunity to practice, but guess who else needs practice with this stuff? You do. You need practice reinforcing behavior properly. You need practice using the hand signals. You need practice really thinking about what these behaviors are and how they work. So you have to practice during the week. If you don't practice during the week, you're going to get to the end of your class and your dog is not going to be any better than they were when you started. And guess whose fault it will be? It will be your fault. So a lot of dog trainers are really awesome. They provide homework assignments for clients to do during the week. If your dog trainer does not provide those and you feel like having a little structure would help you, ask for them. I guarantee you they will be so excited to tell you what you need to do during the week in order to come back to the next class and be in better shape. Number 5. This is a big one. God, all these things are so big. They're so important. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient with your dog and be patient with yourself. A lot of times when I've taught classes in the past, I'll do a demonstration for, a stay, for example, and people will make a comment like, it looks really easy when you do it. Well, yeah, it should look easy when I do it. I've been doing this for 10 years. If it didn't look easy when I did it, then Lord, what am I doing owning a dog training company? So you really want to give yourself some patience because you're going to fumble, you're going to feel awkward, you are going to make mistakes. And that's okay, because guess what? Your dog's going to do the same thing. So if you're more patient with yourself, you are more likely to be patient with your dog. And if you're more patient, then you're going to be more comfortable asking questions, you're going to be more involved, and it's just going to be better for everybody and you're going to learn more. So be patient. There's a lot going on. It's really, really distracting for your dog. It's really distracting for you. You'll get it. Just hang in there and it's going to be okay. Number 6. Once your group class is over, your dog graduates, that means training is over, right? It's done. No more training. Your dog was trained. Yay! No, that's not the case. So training never stops. It never ends. It goes on forever and ever because really training is just communication. So it's kind of like with your kids. Like, when do you stop parenting your kids? I called my mom earlier today because I needed advice on something, and I'm 29 years old, and I guarantee you that in 10 years I'm going to be doing the same thing. If you have a relationship with somebody, me and my fiance, we're not done. We didn't work on our relationship for the first year and then say, okay, we're good, forever. That's it. We don't need to communicate. We don't need to change anything else. This is pretty much perfect, and it'll probably stay perfect. So there's no relationship that you're going to have with anybody that is ever just going to be done. You're just going to work through that, your first couple conflicts, and that's going to be it. Dogs are the same way. You're not going to take a dog training class and then have a dog listen to you 100% of the time, do exactly what you ask all the time, forever and ever, amen. That's not going to happen. You're constantly going to have to reassess what your behaviors are. Maybe they're going to change based on the fact that you moved to a new place. As your dog gets older, you're going to have to adjust, kind of what the criteria is. As, behaviors are going to break down and you're going to have to fix them and you're going to have to figure out why they broke down. So training is going to be something you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. Really, at the group class, you're just kind of learning how to get started. So keep practicing, keep training forever and ever because it's just communication and relationship building is really what dog training is. Now, my last tip is something that we feel really, really passionate about when we're working with our clients, and that is make it fun. It's just dog training. You're not curing cancer, and it's a dog. And dogs are in our lives to make us laugh and to love and to play and have fun with. So when you're in your group class, play, laugh. When your dog screws up, laugh. It's fun. It's funny. Dogs are insane, especially if you have a puppy. Oh my gosh, your puppy is going to be a mess. Probably the first 2 or 3 classes. They're going to be terrible. And you just have to laugh and enjoy kind of spending that time with them and getting to know them. And you just have to really trust that if you keep working at it and you keep practicing, you're going to get to where you want to go. But the fastest way to do that is just laugh and play and have fun. Dogs learn through play, just like people. So if you can make your group training class a game and you make it fun and you're having a good time, the more higher likelihood that you're gonna learn a lot out of your class, and also your dog's gonna learn a lot out of that class. So those are all the tips that I have for you guys today. Go do your group dog training classes, enjoy them, have fun, and remember, it's just dog training. Have a good day.